Mazda b2600 from 90 to 93 is probably the best reliable truck you can get under $5,000. Actually, you can get it a lot cheaper than that. However, there's one thing about those cars that falls out on the ECMs. And if you drive one of these and you don't have an issue, if your truck is running perfectly fine, don't wait until you have symptoms. Because regardless whether you have symptoms or not, this problem is going to be relevant. If you wait until you do have issues, until the symptoms are actually showing up, that might be much more expensive than when you catch it early and you just preemptively recap the ECM or send it to some repair shop, say mine, for recapping. The longer you wait, the more expensive the repair will be. Something to think about. Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Thank you very much for joining me. Our patient is Mazda. Oh, that won't open easily because we have some glue over here on the screws. I'm not sure why, because I thought the customer sent me the picture of it. Now let's hope we don't ruin the screws, but this one is good. This one's good. Okay, and last one. There. Oh. So our patient is b2600. I'm not sure which year this is. We could read probably from the code over here. Not sure about that, but it's either 90, 91, 92, 93. These were the best years of these. Anything, I'm not sure if 94 still is one of those good ones, because around 94, 95 they started doing engines differently. Basically the track has changed a bit, and they say it's not as reliable as those previous years. And it's a very simple ECM. There's not much to it. It's pretty reliable as well, but you do have to maintain it, meaning after around 10 years, so you might be late to the party. If it's if it's 93, then you should have done it in 2003, right? But if you're running it, depending how you acquired it, if you're the first owner, then definitely this is going to be your issue. If you're the second owner, or not the first owner, essentially, there's a good chance it's already recapped. But I suggest you recap it every 10 years. Because even those replacement caps, they're also going to either leak or just dry out. In either case, you're gonna have some symptoms. And it could be a track dying, it could be rough idle, it could be misfires. So this was cut relatively early, but not as early as we could. So we have corroded vias. We already have corrosion on the power line over here, and this is not connecting anymore probably. Let's see. So we want to hear the beep. No beep. So this connection is completely broken. Let's see. We have green copper. That's from this most likely. This via looks also like it should be replaced or fixed. Diode, and this via is gone. That's very typical on these. Actually, I expected, because I did get the picture of it, and I told the customer, yeah, it doesn't look too bad, but I guess it looks different on the pictures. I should probably adjust for that, because there's a lot more over here than I thought it would be. But the diodes are okay. This whole circuit over here is okay, which is great, because this is on the injector lines, but we don't have capacitance on MCU, so you're gonna have a whole bunch of different subtle issues on this one. No damage over here, That's good. And looks like this via also could use restoring. We're gonna check it. Let's see. Oh, it looks like it's okay. At least it's conducting, so it should be okay. This definitely is blown. Let's see. Oh, actually it does conduct. That's surprising, but we're gonna have to restore it anyways because it's too risky. And one over here, which is unusual. This one usually doesn't get this torn apart. It also does conduct, but looks awful. We're gonna restore this one. So we have few vias to restore, 2 caps to replace. Let's see, the other cap looks good. Yeah, this one looks fine. We'll see once we take it off. No damage on the other side. No, there never is. So this was caught relatively early. It could have been a lot worse. Sometimes this entire circuitry over here needs to be restored. These 2 diodes. This diode is almost non-existent. Like all these. This VI is usually completely gone. And it's close to being gone. For sure. There's some copper over there still. But yeah. So that's what caused you to actually send it for repair. So see, don't wait until it looks like that. So it looks like this, or maybe it is. Let's try it again, because maybe I didn't puncture it hard enough. Let's see. Yeah, so we still have the connection. So yeah, caught relatively early. So perhaps there were no symptoms yet. Very good. Always catch it early. Alrighty, let's speed up the footage and let's get this all done. And then we'll do a quick retro. And we're done. Not much to it. So one big trace had to be completely replaced. As you can see, I use a copper tape instead of wires, but you can use wires. Only remember not to use just one wire. Just do like 3 or 4. The via for the diode, this is pretty common, right? This is a little diode over here. It's a reverse polarity diode, the flyback. And a via over here. The rest looks good. This cap didn't seem to do a lot of damage over here, which is good. It's a little less common that this one leaks, but this one, as you can see, did leak. I gave it ultrasonic cleaning, so it looks a lot better now. And we're gonna put some conformal coating on it, and we're gonna be done. But to do conformal coating, I gotta do it outside, not inside, because it's very smelly. And as you can see, I used the fume extractor, which I haven't used in a long time, but not because of my awesome flags, because I never use a fume extractor for my flags, but the ECM was super smelly. It's kind of like a smell of burnt PCB, burnt or corroded copper mixed with old PCB. Once you heat it up, it's very strong smell, very unpleasant smell. But even my fume extractor couldn't do it, because it's just really tiny. So I had to just ventilate the shop on highest speed of the fan. But it looks really nice and shiny. So we're just gonna spray some conformal coating once it dries out completely, and that's it. If you catch it early, it's really not that big of a deal. But if you wait too long, sometimes there's dozens of traces that you need to restore. In which case, in some cases, it's even better to just replace the whole unit. Sometimes you have to replace the ceramic caps, transistors, diodes, and stuff like that, depending on how much corrosion, how much damage there is, because the terminals of the components can corrode as well, not only the PCB. And then you have to replace the components. So the earlier you catch it, the better. So if you have one of these trucks, definitely look into that, because especially if it drives now, then it should be cheaper. If you already have symptoms, rough idle, misfires, truck dying after a few seconds or a few minutes, definitely it's already too late. So get it done as soon as you can before your truck just completely dies on you. Alrighty, thank you guys very much for watching. I do appreciate you, and I shall see you guys in the next one.